Maybe the sun gave me the power, 'cause I could swim Loch Lomond and be back in half an hour. The immortal words from one of the songs from Brigadoon. Our postcard today, not Brigadoon, but Loch Lomond. In far-off times, Loch Lomond lay at the meeting point of the three kingdoms of Dalriada, Strathclyde and Pictland. Today its shores lie in the counties of Dumbartonshire to the west and south, and to the east, Stirlingshire. Over to our guide, Gordon Ross. Now, at the risk of quoting a cliché, but we are on the bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
We are indeed.
In fact, we're on it.
Yes.
We're walking on water here, aren't we?
20 feet out here in the water.
Yeah, we are. We are walking on water, Gordon and me. Tell us about this loch, because it is very romantic, isn't it?
Oh, it's a wonderful loch, and the romance goes back for many hundreds of years. And I think most people who have come here really fall in love with it. Even Tobias Smollett, who used to live quite near here, said it was one of the most wonderful places in the world. He preferred it to Lake Garda and all these other places in Italy. This was the place for him. This was a really wonderful place.
And Tobias Smollett used to own Cameron House, didn't he?
Well, the Smollett family used to own it. He didn't personally ever own it, but his I think it was his cousin who owned it. He was unlucky not to get it, because when his cousin died, in theory he should have gone to him, but unfortunately Tobias died a month before his cousin, so it never came to him.
Bit of bad luck.
Bit of bad luck there.
Yeah. The whole location is Dumbartonshire this side, Stirlingshire that side?
That's right, yes.
I got that bit right?
Yes, indeed.
So it sort of splits down the middle. Tell us about the Dumbartonshire side first.
The Dumbartonshire side, well, okay, famous I suppose, the whole side I suppose for Rob Roy McGregor. A lot of people have heard of Rob Roy, so he certainly was acquainted around this sort of area. But probably that was more on the other side. I suppose on this side here, being a main route going north, so many people going into the Highlands would come through Dumbarton and make their way up the west side of Loch Lomond through the little villages like Luss, Tarbert as it went north, because we're just on the Highland line here. Another mile up the road and we can become official Highlanders. We can get our kilts on and the swords out. So this was really a trade route. This was going up the west side, going up into the Highlands.
Which of the clans? Would it have been Clan Cameron because of Cameron House so close?
Strangely enough, no. The main clan that owned most of the land in this area were the Cahoons. So the Cahoons own most of the land down this way here. Strangely enough, the Cahoons, a lot of people don't know this, but the Cahoons in actual fact really should be called the Grants.
No,
yes,
that's
because,
me. Really?
Yes, because one of the Cahoons, now I'm not sure the exact date, but maybe a couple of hundred years ago, it married one of the ladies, the last of the line of the Cahoons, and he was a Grant. But he adopted the Cahoon name. So maybe you've got a share in this somewhere.
Shall I stake my claim? Shall I stand fast somewhere, as the motto of the Grants would actually say?
Indeed.
What about the lake itself? Is it one of the biggest lakes in Scotland?
It's actually the biggest lake in all of the United Kingdom, in
Is
fact.
it?
Yes, it's the largest area of fresh water, in fact. It's 23 miles long, approximately, by about 4.5 miles wide. So the actual area of water is the largest in the UK.
Well, we've learnt something new today. We learn something new on these postcards every day, don't we? Well, we've learnt that. What about in it? Are there any nesses?
There's no nesses, no, but there's a very interesting fishy in there. It's called a powan, P-O-W-A-N if I'm right. And it's a fish which some people call the freshwater herring. And there's only 2 lochs in Scotland that actually have this fish, and Loch Lomond is one of them. It looks a bit like a herring, silvery sort of fish, but apparently it's not actually a herring. When Loch Lomond, after the Ice Age, began to raise up, this was at one time, in fact, was part of the sea, but as the land moved up, it became a landlocked, and they reckon this fish, the powan, was trapped in here. And so we still have this powan. It adapted to the fresh water.
Have poets written about Loch Lomond?
Oh, perhaps the most famous poem or song is The Bonny Banks of Loch Lomond.
Oh, the one I started off with.
That's right, yeah.
You take the high road.
And I'll take the low road. Now, I don't know if you know where that comes from.
No, tell
Well,
me.
they reckon it comes from after the 1745 rebellion with Bonnie Prince Charlie. And when he went south on his way to Derby, he left a garrison of people in Carlisle. And when he came back into Scotland, he left that garrison there, and many of them, of course, were hanged by the Duke of Cumberland as he came north. 2 brothers were there, and 2 friends, and one was going to be hanged in the morning, and one was to be let loose. So he sent the note back, you take the high road, and I'll take the low road, meaning he would go back in spirit for him, and I'll be in Scotland before you. For me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. It's a sad little song, isn't it?
I've got all cold, and it's nothing to do with the weather. I've got all of a quiver there, Gordon.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And if you take a step back, you'll go all of a quiver,
may be
because you'll
right.
be straight into the loch itself. Ben Lomond there looks an impressive sight. Not as tall as Ben Nevis, though, is it?
Oh no, not by a long way. It's Ben Lomond's just short of 3,200 feet high, whereas Ben Nevis is almost 4,500, 4,406, the magic numbers.
Is there anything we should know about that? Is it Stirlingshire or Dunbartonshire?
Ben Lomond would be in Stirlingshire, that's right, and to the left of it, on the left flank that you see there, that in fact is called Craig Roston. That's where Rob Roy MacGregor came from. His title in fact was Rob Roy of Inversnaid and Craig Roston. So that was all Rob Roy land away back in the 18th century. That's where he lived.
What about that little island in the middle? Is it an island because it's got
That's
no
right.
snow on it?
One of the sea little houses there is called Inchmurren, and that's the largest island on Loch Lomond. It's got about 30-ish islands. Some of them are small, but that's the largest. It was quite famous at one time for whisky distilling, illicit whisky distilling.
Moonshine.
The moonshine.
We like moonshine. Actually, I don't, but we like to hear about it.
Quite well known for that. So Inchmurren, also quite famous at one time for a nudist colony.
Really?
Oh yeah. Imagine going to a nudist colony in Scotland.
Oh, exactly.
So
Your
cold-
bits would drop off.
The wood or the midges will get you in the summer, But it's an interesting name, and people say Inchmurren. That is an interesting name, and I'll usually say, well, have you ever watched the football results on a Saturday for Scotland when you see St Mirren 10, Glasgow Rangers 0, and they say never seen that, and I say, well, you probably won't ever. But St Mirren, it's the same name. Inchmurren, Mirren and Murren, it's the same. So it's really St Mirren's Island.
I see, and they come from Paisley, that football club,
Well, they should
don't they?
do. This should be the place.
They should be playing on there.
That's right.
Every week they should be rowing
week.
out.
Yes, indeed.
With you as ref.
Well, of course. I wonder who would win.
In your kilt.
Yes.
Right. I've always been intrigued as to why the ancient town of Dumbarton is an M and Dunbartonshire is an N. Can you throw any light on that?
Probably a little bit. It probably should be Dunbarton, D-U-N. A dun is, if you have a small hill or like Dumbarton Rock, Dunbarton, it's an old ancient fort, and there was a fort on there at one time, like a little hill that's over at the other side called Duncrine, Dunblane, Dunborough. So it really should be Dun. So it's been both at one time, it's Dunbartonshire and Dunbartonshire, but really probably the town should be Dun, D-U-N, but it's just been changed and it's stuck.
And is it the hill fort of the ancient Britons,
That's
Dumbarton?
right, yes indeed. Yes.
One of the most ancient towns in Scotland, eh?
One of the they reckon one of the oldest for people constantly living in a castle at Dumbarton. The Romans were there, the Vikings have been there, the Irish have been there. It's amazing just over the centuries how many people have taken over at Dumbarton. A wonderful, old town, fantastic. And the castle's this magnificent view right down the River Clyde.
And a wonderful view here on Loch Lomond. Look at that sun. Just look at this. Absolutely. I think the word has got to be gorgeous. Is
Gorgeous.
there a Scots word for it?
Oh,
Gorgeous.
well, that seems good enough to me.
Gorgeous.